You are not a perfectionist, you are actually just afraid. You are afraid of being perceived, and most importantly, you are afraid to fail. This is something I've been grappling with for the past 6 months to a year, because I've come to terms with the fact that I no longer enjoy streaming and gaming as much as I used to. And the urge to pursue something new was at an all-time high, but I was just so afraid to step out of my comfort zone and try. And with trying was also the possibility of failing. And I kind of let fear really hold me back. Now, it wasn't always like this. In fact, I really never was like this until social media, being a streamer and a content creator, became my job. The girl who never really needed anybody's validation to do what she wanted became someone who relied on external validation because it became tied with financial stability and self-worth and my identity. The big three. Welcome to my quarter life crisis. This video is a part of my Curate My Life series, which we are talking about the self and just having an honest conversation about where I'm at in life. I started Curate My Life literally 6 months ago in an attempt to pursue something outside of gaming. I've always known that I wanted to go down this route towards lifestyle content for the longest time, but I never really did it because I was just scared. I was doing very well doing my gaming stuff, and that was comfortable for me. And it was the first time in my life where I was financially stable, living my dream life. And I thought to myself, why would I want to mess this up? Why would I even have the desire to want to pursue something else when I have it so good? And that kind of mindset stopped me because I just wanted to stay comfortable. About a year ago, I just wasn't enjoying streaming and gaming as much. Up until that point, I really had tied my identity to my work. And when I started to no longer enjoy competing, streaming and gaming and COD in general, cue quarter life crisis, who was I without that? Literally, who was I without being Qrissy, the competitive player, Qrissy, the Call of Duty streamer? Who was I outside of that? So when I started to lose the interest in all of that, I was just started questioning, what do I want to do next? And what I really wanted to do next was more lifestyle content. Curate My Life. I literally started 6 months ago. I started Curate My Life and I filmed a couple episodes and I really loved it. I really loved it. But then I started to kind of let it go because I had this idea of what I wanted it to be. And I deemed myself a perfectionist, when in reality, I kind of used it as an excuse to not put myself out there. If it didn't look like what I envisioned in my mind, I just scrapped it. So that led to months of stagnation, indecision, doubt, overwhelm, and just a cycle of me wanting to start, the thought of starting, prepping to start, and then just never starting and just going around in a circle. So I kind of just stopped doing everything. I streamed less, I created less content, and I was really wanted to figure out why I was feeling the way I was feeling and where I wanted to go. That leads us here today. And even now as I'm filming this episode, I'm kind of just like, this is not what I wanted it to be. In my head, I just had a whole plan. But I'm just thinking done is better than perfect. Perfectionism doesn't exist. For me, it's literally my mind just trying to keep me in a safe space and out of the uncomfortable. These are the things that I've kind of just learned over the last year about myself, and how if you're going through something similar where you're really just not knowing where your passion is, or you have a lot of self-doubt. Sorry, the camera died. So I started Curate My Life with the intention of documenting my progress in every aspect of my life. If you guys haven't seen the first 2 episodes, I didn't do a long form version of it. I just posted it on my TikTok and Instagram, and it was just about cleaning up your space and then writing down who exactly you want it to be. And I feel like over the past 6 months, I have been embodying my ideal self. And when it comes to self and the personal, I feel like these were the things that helped me gain the most clarity, to bring my confidence back, no longer doubting myself, not letting fear control me. I could go on and on. I think me being here and filming this now is proof that I can push through fear and creating something that I've always wanted to do, and doing it for the sake of my own self-expression and creativity and connection than external validation. So these are the things that I have been doing. The first step was literally me being completely honest with myself. Just be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I literally wrote down every single thing that I have been struggling with, put it in 2 columns. Things that I'm struggling with and how to overcome it. Because I think a lot of the time, all of the shit that was just going on in my head was just that. Just a bunch of nonsense. And I read this every single day. Because I think what I've noticed over time is that I have a set of habits, bad ones, and reactions that I have that automatically play out when something that I'm struggling with happens to me. I have an automatic response to whatever it is. And usually the reaction doesn't help me. And it's just hardwired into my brain. Something bad happening to me, or an emotion that I don't want to feel, and then I self-sabotage in a way that keeps me safe but doesn't solve the problem or make me feel any better. So I literally just wrote it down, and all this does is literally rewire your brain to think in a different way. When an emotion or situation happens to you, you have a new way to deal with it than reverting back to your old self-sabotaging habits. For example, this is one thing that I wrote down, and I have a lot. You can't see, but I have a whole page worth. And this is what I'm saying, being honest. Be so honest, don't lie to yourself. I'm not very comfortable sharing all the personal things that I'm struggling with, but I will choose one just to give you guys an example of what it looks like. The if only mindset. So if only I had this, if only I had that, if only I had this amount of money, if only I had this car, if only I had this house, whatever the case is for you. And on the right, the solution or how to overcome it is you don't need that thing to get what you want. You've done it with nothing. And I keep reminding myself of all the times where I've literally had nothing and I've made something happen. And before, I would have thought with this mindset, like, oh, if only I had that. I would put all my focus on trying to get that one thing, and then either failing at getting it and then feeling bad for myself, or getting it and realizing that I didn't need it in the first place. Just writing it out and reminding yourself that you can change your reaction to whatever you're struggling with. You don't need to revert back to your old ways. And it's just literally my brain trying to stay comfortable and reverting back to something familiar. So if I can change that, and if I can change the way I think, which is so key. Mindset is literally everything. If I can change the way I think and how I cope with emotions that I don't want to feel or situations that I don't want to be in, if I can change the way I cope and change those automatic habits to something that actually helps me and fixes the problem, all the better. So I highly recommend doing this. It's been such a game changer for me. It takes a while for a new habit to form. So don't be so hard on yourself. So that's what I've done, and it's helped a lot. Number 2, journaling. I talked to you guys a lot on stream about journaling and how much it's helped me. I love journaling. I've kept a journal for as long as I can remember. I've been journaling, since I was like 10. It helps me a lot. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like to talk to people or lean on people for help with anything. And especially talking about my emotions. Cue childhood trauma. I journal every single day in the morning, and I just get all the shit that's in my head and I just put it on paper. And I'm telling you, it literally just clears up your mind for the day. If you're someone who just constantly overthinks, or if you're just someone who struggles to like talk to someone, which I am working on, Make sure you talk to people and not just ChatGPT. Come on, mate. Journaling helps so much. If you don't know what to write, just look up some journaling prompts. These are the 4 things that I write in my diary every single day. 3 things that I'm grateful for, how I'm feeling, and what I need for the day. What I'm proud of that I did, usually to do with the day before, and what loving myself looks like today. It just starts my day off right, and I just get everything that's in my mind onto paper, and I just feel so at peace in the morning. Get yourself a little journal. Go write in a little piece of paper, write on your iPad, write on your phone, write something. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Number 4, done is better than perfect. Stick to the schedule, not your mood. My mood will dictate exactly what I'm gonna do for the day. And especially since I'm blessed with the freedom to do what I want and I have no set schedule, it's very easy to act on my emotions and how I'm feeling at the time and my mood than sticking to the schedule. Not letting it be that way. Not letting my emotions dictate how I feel for the whole day and what I do. 5, self-validation in love over external validation. I touched on this earlier about becoming more concerned with what I think about what I make than what other people think. I think it's human nature to care about what people think to a certain extent. When I create something out of pure enjoyment and love for it and passion, that's when I've reached the most people and connected the most. When I was just filming for the heck of it, for the fun of it, when I first started in my COD career, that is what grew me the most because I was posting authentically. And when I got to a point where I felt like I was just like a robot putting out content because like I needed to, that's when I fell out of love. Is if I enjoy it and I like it and I love it and I've helped someone, even if that person is myself, that is success. That is worth it. That is success to me. And anything that comes after that, it's engagement, whatever it is just extra. That doesn't define how I feel about what I've created. Why would I let the results of my creativity be the defining factor of how I feel about it? When the action of just me creating it, me making it, putting my ideas out into the world and connecting with either one person or 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, just doing it and not worrying about the result of it. If it does well, great. If it doesn't do well, great. Just letting go of the outcome of what you're putting out into the world and just being present and happy and that it's enough during the process of creating. I've just become so in love with creating and planning and just starting, even if it's messy, even if it's so like I'm out of my comfort zone, even if I feel like I'm not ready, just starting and just putting it out there is good enough for me right now because I've been in such a stagnant and in stuck mode for so long. Me just filming this right now makes me feel so good. Even if I'm like gonna watch this back and be like, oh my gosh, I wish I did this differently, I wish I said this, just getting it out there and starting is good enough for me right now. And then we can refine as we go, okay? Compassion over shame. I have been a tough love girly my whole life where I would pretty much shame myself into getting shit done. Just be very mindful and just notice how you talk to yourself every single day. Like, do you shame yourself into getting stuff done? No wonder you're da-da-da-da. That's why you don't have X, Y, and Z. Sure, you might get stuff done with that voice in your head shaming you to do it, but the same voice that is shaming you to get stuff done is also the same one that's telling you it's not enough. Also the same one that is guilting you. So I have found that I've accomplished so much more in my life talking to myself with compassion and love than shame. And the difference is we both may get to the same ending, but I just enjoy it and am proud and happy about it at the end of the day, and not have to have that voice in the back of my head searching for something to be wrong or something to self-sabotage myself with. Just be very mindful and notice how you speak to yourself every single day. Gratitude is the direct way out of unhappiness and comparison. Again, it's human nature to compare yourself to other people, your friends, your family, somebody online, a celebrity. Like, it's so easy to compare yourself these days because anytime that you're on social media, you are viewing the parts of people's lives that they want you to see. And it's very easy to compare and look at your life and think, oh wow, like I wish I had that. Whoever you're comparing yourself to, you might even compare yourself to me. And all I say to that is be grateful for what you have. Don't look at what other people have. Anytime that I have a thought where I am comparing myself or wishing I had something, I focus on what I do have, and that just turns it around so quick. It's instant. It's literally instant. Most of the time I compare myself to my old self. In my career, I compare myself to my old viewership and my old sub count and all the things that I was achieving before. Then I just think to myself, hey, I still have X amount of people still watching me. I still have X amount of people still sub to me. I still have this. This is the peace that I was praying for back then. This is the life that I was praying for back then. I still have that. And most importantly, I still enjoy what I do. I just want to circle this back to streaming and gaming. I don't want to say that I want to quit to go back to having fun again. Just doing what I want to do without the pressure of what is expected of me. And some days that might look like playing COD every day. Some days that might look like playing a different game or not streaming as much. And I really feel like I've done that for the past few months, where I've just been enjoying streaming, even though I'm streaming less. I do understand how privileged and blessed I am to live the life that I live. I can also want something different for myself too, and that's okay. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, with the people who have literally just been following my journey for over the years. I have done so much in the past 4 years. I just want to keep growing and feeding into my curiosity and my creativity, and let go of the fear, this made-up fear that's in my head, and pursue what I really want to do. And right now, I'm not even sure what that is, but I think this is a start. And when I think about it, I have always thrived when I threw myself in the deep end, when I threw myself outside of my comfort zone. I have always thrived. Kind of want to go back to the girl who marched to the beat of her own drum and was just so fearless and just did what she wanted to do. And I made everything happen in my life the way I wanted it to. And I should take comfort in the fact that that really is who I am. Someone who can be thrown in the deep end and is able to swim. And at the end of the day, who cares? Okay, my camera is about to die, so thank you guys so much for listening to me. I hope I was able to help you with whatever journey you're going through, and I'm proud of you, I'm proud of me, and I really want to keep this series up. So next week, same time, hopefully there'll be a new Curate My Life episode on the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.